Hey everyone! So recently, a couple people have mentioned to me that they really loved the videos that I was making with my kids during this quarantine time, and they were saying how they were jealous of how I was able to capture everything and document this time in the way that I have been. And honestly, you all could do this. Um, these kind of videos where it's just, silly little things that you're capturing throughout the day. Anybody could do it. You don't need a professional videographer. And I'm just going to give you a few tips on how you can shoot those videos. And then in the next video, I'll teach you how to actually edit them in iMovie. So my first tip would be to make sure to film your video in horizontal mode on your phone. So make sure that it's like this and not vertical. It just looks nicer and it looks more professional if you're filming in horizontal mode. My second tip would be to capture action shots of your children or of your pets, whatever you're planning on doing, but also capture those close-up shots. So if you are, for example, I filmed my children when they were painting. So I'll do a wide shot of them painting, and then I'll do a close-up shot of their paintbrush and the paint actually going onto the paper. Another tip I would have is to film B-roll. So B-roll is actually those little side shots that you get of like your scenery or something like a close-up of flowers or trees, something that's happening in the moment that can kind of show what your setting is. So every once in a while I will show the sky or the flowers, and then I'll show my children running. Like that kind of sets the scene for where you are. So you want to get your action shots, the close-up shots, and then your B-roll. When shooting those B-roll shots, it's a good idea to use your slow motion mode on your cell phone. That just gives you a better look. It gives you a more professional look. Another thing you could use your slow motion for is if you're wanting to get a really emotional feel to your video. So sometimes when my kids are running through a field, I'll make them in slow motion. So it just gives you that nice, slow, emotional feel to the video. Another tip I have for it is when you're capturing those shots and like say it's your kids laughing and giggling and stuff, keep those little bits of audio in there. Sometimes it's nice to have their little giggles or their laughter in with the music that you choose. And then speaking of music, just finally choose music that goes with whatever you're doing. So if you're doing something where they're all running and playing and happy and all that, use some upbeat guitar music. If you're using something that you want to be like tug at people's heartstrings, if you want to make people have like a certain feeling, choose something that's a little slower and has a lot of emotion to it. So those are my tips for actually shooting your video. And then my next video will be all about how to edit it in iMovie. And you can do all of that just from your phone. See you later.